Femi, how are you betting side and total coming up for Super Bowl 59?
I like the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win the football game. It'll be a close game, lower scoring game, but with the team that has the ball last, I think it will be KC. I think Patrick Mahomes will prevail, and we'll see history Sunday night with a third consecutive Super Bowl win for the Chiefs. For the total, under 48.5. This will be a lower score. Like I mentioned, 24-21 is something that I like in this game with the total. So I think a lower scoring game, and KC prevails, and they ultimately beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, so Femi rolling with Kansas City. Femi rolling with the under side and total. Before I give out all my bets, what is the final tally this week from all the million guests that we had on? Honestly, I think that's the most I thought it was pretty good this week. Was that the most impressive thing I did all week? Run to all those guests. There's a freaking War and Peace, dude.
You were going for 3 minutes.
It's insane. It was not 3 minutes. It was way shorter than that. I got the mental clock in my head. What's the final tally for guests liking here?
We got picks from 43 people. 26 of them with the Kansas City Chiefs, 17 with the Philadelphia Eagles. So 26-17. Perhaps that's the final score of the game. But 26 people for the Chiefs, 17 with the Eagles.
All right. So Femi has given out all his bets. I have a bunch of bets to give out. And, we're in New Orleans, so we're going to make this, I'll give it a little local flavor. Let us close. I guess Super Bowl Sunday shows count also. Like the regular weekday You Bet or You Bet for the 2024 NFL season with a special edition of the Prop King.
Now approaching the betting window, it is your Prop King, Nick Costos. All hail King Costos.
All hail King Costos.
All right. I might do this. Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
All right, here we go. I'm going to put the stupid hat on. Okay.
Thy royal crown.
Okay. So where am I looking here? This one? Okay. I'm not wearing this.
Thy royal crown wasn't good.
Okay. To all you people out there watching, listening, I understand you hate the Chiefs. I get it. I desperately needed the Chiefs to win. Valentine's Day with my wife. Wouldn't it have been really that great if the Bills had won the AFC Championship game? And despite that, I find myself in moments in that game rooting for Buffalo. I don't really like the Chiefs either. It's nothing to do with them. We all just want to see someone new win. If you feel the same way, you might have Chiefs derangement syndrome. The cure for this disease is to bet on Kansas City. So that when they win on Sunday, you win money. And it mitigates the loss that you feel as a fan when the Chiefs win. The game's going to be close at the end. And when it is, do you want your money on Patrick Mahomes or the guy not named Patrick Mahomes? Nothing's a lock. This feels pretty good, though. Kansas City to win the Super Bowl like I've been telling you clowns since August. Thank you for watching. I love you. Chiefs. I like the under also. Small bet on the under because I want some action. I like the under also. But the big one, obviously, is Kansas City. Now let's roll through some props. I think the game's going to go under the total. I think the Chiefs are going to win. Chris Jones. Who?
Chris Jones.
MVP, 66-1. Chris Jones MVP, 66-1. Femi's Island, A.J. Brown, first touchdown. I say A.J. Brown over a very nice 69.5 receiving yards or over 70.5 receiving yards. Nice. Just love A.J. Brown. He's awesome. I don't want to see that self-help book on the sidelines. I don't care about it.
Find your inner excellence.
Honestly, I think I'm going to end up playing the Dallas Goedert over receiving yards also because I love me some Dallas Goedert. Xavier Worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. When Brian Baldinger speaks, I listen unless his cell connection is bad or he's on a Zoom from a hotel room and I can't hear him. He was in person this week. I heard everything he said. He thinks the Chiefs will run the ball with Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley. I listen when people smarter than me talk. Rob Pizzola, Pro Sports Bettor, Wednesday. Jay Croucher, NBC Sports betting analyst. Thursday, Saquon Barkley under longest rush, 23.5. Good enough for them? Good enough for me. And the last one, I will admit, thy Royal Prop King has been swayed. Thy Royal Prop King was all set. Juju Smith-Schuster over receiving yards. That son of a bitch has been bet into oblivion. Instead, we will look at DeAndre Hopkins. Contested catch, DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, here's Quinyon Mitchell right here on me. Oh, I'm really tall. Oh, I'm going to catch it. 11.5 receiving yards over. I think DeAndre Hopkins' touchdown price is pretty good for guys in that range. And then anytime and first touchdown scorers, and I'll do this all again on Sunday and countdown to kickoff. Nico Remigio, first touchdown and anytime, and Grant Calcaterra, a good paisan for the Philadelphia Eagles. And before Femi gives out a bunch of his regular props for the game, you know where we have to take a trip to. Because we're in New Orleans. Are there islands around here? I don't know. Femi's going to Hawaii next week, so that's going to be the island he's going to. Let's get the first touchdown scorers for Super Bowl 59 from Femi on Femi's Island. All right, let's hit the island. What do we got, Femi?
It's a big game, Femi's Island tradition here for the New Orleans Super Bowl between the Eagles and the Chiefs. And I got to go ahead and listen. When a 3-time Super Bowl champion speaks and Devin McCourty, I go ahead and listen to Devin McCourty. He told me DeAndre Hopkins, a guy who's been in the National Football League more than a decade, he's going to want to go out on top. 28-1, DeAndre Hopkins for your Kansas City Chiefs to be your first TD score. And how about on the Philly side? It feels like nobody wants to talk about this guy. Everyone's telling me about Goddard. Everyone's telling me about Saquon. But how about our inner excellence? A.J. Brown, 13-1. Jalen Hurts, his best friend, will be your first TD score. What can Brown do for you? He can get you to the island. And that was what I like for the Super Bowl 59. And I'll see you on the island.
Yeah, we'll see you on. Then Femi and his wife will see you in Hawaii. Or not.
Yeah, I will not see anybody.
All right. What other props do you like coming up for the Super Bowl? Roll through them.
Favorite prop, talked about all the week, Xavier Worthy, anytime touchdown scorer, plus 165 over at BetMGM. I think they're going to use him in all sorts of ways, so I also like Xavier Worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. That's minus 140. I think it's a big game for the Chiefs' new number one wide receiver. Patrick Mahomes, to mitigate the pass rush of the Eagles, I like over 23.5 completions, minus 135. I think it's dink and dunk, methodical, down the field. Mahomes using the completions to keep that Eagles offense off of the field. But what I do like for the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Goedert, a lot of people love him the yards-wise. I love him with the completions. Over 4.5 completions for Dallas Goedert. Receptions for Dallas Goedert. Thank you for correcting me. Over 4.5 receptions for Dallas Goedert. I also like the under. I'm going to play the contrarian role. I'll go under on Saquon Barkley rushing yards, under 111.5. I just love the Chiefs to win the game, so I think that there will be less chances for Saquon to accumulate yards in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter. Juju Smith-Schuster, I like his over 13.5 receiving yards as well. I also like the Jalen Hurts first rushing attempt under 3.5 yards. We talked about that earlier this week. I think his first rushing attempt is going to be a tush push. That'll go for about a yard or two, so I like the under 3.5 yards. And then finally, team to record the first sack, Philadelphia Eagles, minus 115.